Have you ever wondered why one city feels like a maze, another like a machine, and a third like a living garden? From ancient grids to futuristic smart cities, every street you walk holds a hidden philosophy. In the next few minutes, we're going to unravel the blueprints that shaped the world, one planning style at a time. 1. Grid planning. The grid planning model is one of the oldest and most enduring city planning techniques. Its origins trace back to ancient Greece, later refined by the Romans and widely adopted in the 19th century, notably in New York City's 1811 Commissioner's Plan. In this method, streets intersect at right angles to form a checkerboard of equally sized blocks. This pattern simplifies land division, standardizes utilities, and ensures easily navigable addresses, ideal for both emergency response and urban expansion. The structure enhances clarity and predictability, which appeals to developers and planners alike. However, long straight roads can intensify urban heat and accelerate vehicle speeds, leading to congestion and discomfort. Contemporary cities are now integrating green breaks within grid layouts, pocket parks, shaded sidewalks, and traffic-calmed zones to reintroduce a sense of community and environmental balance. This evolution allows the grid to retain its functional clarity while responding to human needs, proving that even the most rigid structures can adapt with thoughtful innovation. 2. Organic medieval planning. Organic medieval city planning is a product of slow, unstructured growth shaped by geography, culture, and daily necessity rather than formal design. This style is seen vividly in the historic cores of cities like Fez, Kyoto, and York, where narrow, winding lanes grew one path at a time around wells, markets, mosques, or churches. These cities lack a central grid or master plan, resulting in dense, maze-like layouts that provide natural shade, cooling airflow, and rich street life. Buildings are closely packed, with irregular plots and surprise courtyards that reveal themselves only when you turn a corner. While this form limits modern vehicular access, cars often struggle to navigate its tight alleys. It thrives on foot traffic, small commerce, and community interaction. In recent years, many medieval quarters have been upgraded with modern infrastructure. Fiber optics, LED lighting, and watery seafowl drainage systems discreetly hidden beneath cobbled paths. Roof gutters now feed underground cisterns for plant irrigation, marrying sustainability with heritage. The organic medieval model celebrates adaptation, intimacy, and timelessness, proving that a city's oldest parts can still meet the needs of modern urban life. 3. Baroque planning. Baroque city planning emerged in 17th century Europe as a dramatic and symbolic response to the organic chaos of medieval cities. Inspired by principles of power, order, and grandeur, this style radiates broad, straight avenues from monumental hubs, like spokes from a wheel, connecting key civic, religious, and cultural landmarks. Iconic cities like Paris, Washington, D.C., and Karlsruhe exemplify this model, where grand axes are lined with palaces, government buildings, and statues. Central plazas serve as anchor points, handling multiple roads and encouraging visual symmetry. Double rows of trees provide shade, and the wide streets allow for processions, parades, and national ceremonies. But this grandeur comes at a cost. Construction is expensive, and modern traffic often chokes these ceremonial spaces. To address this, contemporary planners have introduced light rail loops, bike bypasses, and landscaped medians to manage congestion and maintain accessibility. Baroque planning is both theatrical and functional, a spatial expression of authority and beauty that balances spectacle with civic utility. It remains a timeless model for cities that aim to blend visual power with public engagement. 4. Garden city planning. The Garden City movement, envisioned by Ebenezer Howard in 1898, sought to blend the benefits of urban life with the health and harmony of the countryside. His model arranged cities in self-contained rings, housing, workspaces, and farmlands, encircled by a green belt that preserved open space and blocked sprawl. Early implementations like Letchworth and Canberra remain testaments to this idea, with tree-lined streets, accessible town centers, and parks no more than a 5-minute walk from every home. The Greenbelt concept helped protect natural landscapes and enabled local food production, fostering sustainability and self-sufficiency. Unfortunately, later suburban developments often borrowed only the aesthetic, such as lawns and detached homes, while abandoning the vital pedestrian links and mixed-use zoning. In contrast, modern ecotowns aim to restore Howard's full vision, integrating solar panels, public transit, bike lanes, and compact design to create truly sustainable communities. Garden cities are ideally sized around 50,000 residents, large enough for diverse services, but small enough for walkability. This model continues to inspire planners worldwide seeking livable, green, and human-scaled environments. 5. Radiant City Planning. The Radiant City, conceptualized by Le Corbusier in the 1920s, was a radical reimagining of the urban landscape, where light, air, and greenery took precedence over dense, crowded streets. This model proposed tall residential towers set in vast open lawns, separated from vehicle traffic which flowed beneath. The goal was to create clean, efficient, and health-oriented living spaces with ample sunlight and cross-ventilation. Cities like Brasilia in Brazil and Chandigarh in India brought elements of this vision to life. While the towers offer modernist aesthetics and environmental exposure, the vast distances between buildings often result in empty streets and a lack of vibrant street life. Local shops, schools, and services may be far apart, making daily errands inconvenient without a car. The elevated toilets, stilts, lifting buildings above ground, encourage airflow but also create blank, underused spaces vulnerable to vandalism. Today's urbanists soften the radiant city with ground-level cafes, bike lanes, and mixed-use development beneath the towers, combining the model's best features, light, air, and green space, with the social energy of traditional streets. It's a lesson in how utopian ideals must adapt to real human behavior. 6. Superblock planning. The Superblock model is a contemporary approach to urban design that prioritizes people over cars by radically rethinking street hierarchy. Popularized in cities like Barcelona, Vauban, and Germany, and parts of Copenhagen, the concept merges several traditional city blocks, typically 9, into a single large unit. Within this superblock, through traffic is restricted, cars must navigate only the outer perimeter, while interior streets become calm, pedestrian-first zones. This restructuring drastically reduces noise, air pollution, and traffic accidents, creating safer spaces where children can play freely and neighbors interact. Former parking areas are converted into pocket gardens, playgrounds, or outdoor seating that energizes street life. Deliveries and emergency vehicles still have access, but at reduced speeds. Though some critics worry that traffic might worsen on outer roads, early results show improved air quality, increased walking and cycling, and a rise in local business activity. The Superblock is a compelling model for retrofitting dense urban neighborhoods, offering a livable balance between mobility and tranquility, and proving that reclaiming streets for people can reshape the rhythm of city life. 7. Transit-oriented development, TID. Transit-oriented development is a planning strategy that concentrates housing, commerce, and public services within a short walking distance of high-capacity transit stations, usually rail or metro. Pioneered in dense, transit-rich cities like Hong Kong, Singapore, and Arlington, Virginia, TOD aims to reduce car dependency while enhancing walkability and public life. These developments typically feature mixed-use buildings, wide sidewalks, active ground floor retail, and safe pedestrian crossings. The result is a vibrant 24/7 environment where residents can live, work, shop, and socialize without needing a car. High population density supports the economics of frequent transit service, creating a feedback loop of efficiency and accessibility. Accessibility features such as ramps, elevators, and clear signage ensure inclusion for all age groups. However, if housing supply is limited, TOD areas may experience steep rent increases. To address this, many cities adopt inclusionary zoning, mandating affordable units within new developments. When executed with foresight, TOD can reshape urban cores into compact, equitable, and sustainable districts, anchored by the rhythm of rail rather than the sprawl of roads. 8. New Urbanism. New urbanism is a planning movement that emerged in the late 20th century as a direct response to the isolating, car-dominated suburbs of the post-war era. Drawing inspiration from traditional town designs, it emphasizes walkability, mixed-use development, and strong community interaction. Iconic examples include Seaside, Florida, and Poundbury in the UK. Places known for their narrow streets, front porches, and vibrant main streets lined with cafes and corner stores. Homes are built close to sidewalks, creating eyes on the street and fostering a sense of safety and belonging. Streets are designed for people first, with slow traffic, wide sidewalks, and inviting public squares that encourage social life. Though some criticize new urbanist developments as overly idealized or staged, surveys often reveal high resident satisfaction and strong community engagement. Many existing suburbs are now retrofitting these principles, adding pedestrian-friendly design, local businesses, and mixed housing types. New urbanism proves that livability and beauty can go hand in hand with sustainability, offering a human-centered alternative to car-centric planning. In a 9. Car-oriented suburbia. Car-oriented suburbia is the dominant planning pattern of the post-World War II era, particularly in North America. Fueled by rising car ownership, cheap fuel, and the dream of detached home ownership, suburbs from Los Angeles to Mississauga were designed around the automobile. These areas feature curvilinear streets, cul-de-sacs, and large parking lots, making driving convenient but walking difficult. Zoning laws strictly separate homes from shops, schools, and workplaces, resulting in long commutes and car dependency for even basic needs. Sidewalks, if present, often feel unsafe or disconnected, and public transit struggles to serve such low-density sprawl. The visual emphasis is on private front lawns, garages, and wide roads, space that could otherwise support social or commercial functions. Today, cities are attempting to retrofit these suburbs with bike paths, bus lanes, infill development, and mixed-use zoning to inject life and reduce traffic burdens. However, reversing decades of car-centric design is costly and complex. Car-oriented suburbia reflects an era of expansion, but its inefficiencies have sparked a new search for walkable, connected, and sustainable alternatives. 10. Eco-city planning. Eco-city planning integrates environmental technology, sustainable infrastructure, and community engagement into the very fabric of urban life. Cities like Hammarby Sjöstad in Stockholm and Bishanungmo Keo Park in Singapore exemplify this approach by treating the city as a living ecosystem. These areas employ green roofs, solar panels, porous pavements, and natural wetlands to manage stormwater, purify air, and generate clean energy. Waste heat from nearby industries is captured to warm homes, and real-time data displays show how many liters of water have been cleaned or how much carbon has been offset. Education plays a central role. Schools incorporate environmental monitoring, and children engage in activities like tracking frog calls through smartphone apps. Public spaces are not just green, they are interactive, blending play and environmental stewardship. Infrastructure, like pipes and energy systems, are cleverly hidden beneath lawns, paths, and playgrounds, maintaining aesthetics while delivering advanced performance. Eco-city planning represents a holistic shift. Cities no longer fight nature, they work with it, creating environments that are as sustainable as they are livable. 11. Megablock planning. Megablock planning is a modern urban design strategy that consolidates multiple city blocks into a single, expansive superstructure, often built vertically rather than horizontally. Seen in projects like Shenzhen's OCT Loft and Singapore's Pinnacle at Duxton, this model clusters residential towers atop a massive podium that conceals parking lots, shops, and transit connections. Elevators open onto elevated communal spaces, sky gardens, jogging tracks, and playgrounds that offer panoramic views and reduce reliance on ground-level amenities. This vertical layering promotes efficient land use and minimizes street crossings, making it safer and more compact. However, it comes with challenges. The podium's blank exterior walls can make sidewalks feel lifeless and uninviting. To counteract this, designers increasingly activate the ground level with cafes, public art, landscaping, and transparent facades that invite interaction. At its best, the megablock becomes a self-contained vertical neighborhood, efficient, secure, and socially rich. Yet its success depends on design sensitivity, ensuring that vertical scale doesn't sacrifice the human experience at street level. 12. Informal settlement planning. Informal settlements like Dharhavi in Mumbai or Rocinha in Rio de Janeiro develop organically, often without formal zoning, infrastructure, or state approval. Built by residents using available materials such as brick, tin, or wood, these neighborhoods emerge in response to urgent housing needs and economic migration. Streets are narrow, winding, and irregular, but they pulse with activity. Informal trade, street vendors, clinics, and schools thrive in tight spaces. Despite lacking formal planning, these communities foster strong social bonds, local entrepreneurship, and cultural vibrancy. Infrastructure, like sewage, water supply, and electricity, is often patchy or improvised, but NGOs and local initiatives are working to map, upgrade, and regularize services while preserving community identity. Digital mapping, solar lights, and microfinancing programs are increasingly helping bridge the infrastructure gap. While conditions can be challenging, the adaptive ingenuity of residents reveals a powerful model of bottom-up urbanism. Informal settlements are not just survival zones, they are dynamic, evolving parts of the city that challenge planners to rethink what urban development truly means. 13. Linear city planning. Linear city planning organizes urban development along a continuous, elongated axis, typically a transportation corridor like a railway or highway. The concept dates back to Spain's 1882 corridor plan and has recently re-emerged in futuristic projects like Saudi Arabia's NEOM line. In this model, residential, commercial, and recreational zones are layered parallel to the main transit spine, allowing for compact land use and efficient mobility. The aim is to reduce commute times, limit urban sprawl, and preserve open space by stretching the city instead of expanding it outward in all directions. However, linear cities raise complex challenges. Access to natural light may be uneven, escape routes can become limited, and infrastructure costs, especially for utilities and transit, can be exorbitant. Social cohesion may also suffer if neighborhoods are too segmented along the line. Still, smaller examples like Villanova's Rambla in Spain show that, at a manageable scale, linear designs can support walkable, transit-rich urban life. Though controversial in its extreme forms, linear city planning remains a provocative lens through which to imagine more compact and connected urban futures. 14. Polycentric planning. The polycentric planning envisions a metropolitan area as a network of interconnected urban centers rather than a single dominant core. Each of these centers, or nodes, contains its own mix of housing, jobs, services, and cultural spaces, enabling residents to live, work, and socialize locally. This model reduces pressure on central business districts, distributes economic opportunity, and shortens commutes. Examples include Stockholm's post-war ABC suburbs, A for housing, B for employment, C for civic life, and China's vast Pearl River Delta, where multiple cities are linked by high-speed rail. The strength of polycentric planning lies in its flexibility. Each hub adapts to local needs while contributing to a cohesive urban system. However, its success depends heavily on reliable public transit. If connections are weak, these centers risk becoming isolated dormitory towns. Well-implemented, polycentric cities are resilient, scalable, and environmentally efficient, offering a model of urban growth that balances density with decentralization. It's a future-forward vision where no part of the city is peripheral. Everywhere is a center in its own right. 15. Smart city planning. Smart city planning is a forward-looking urban model that integrates digital technologies into the physical and social fabric of the city. It leverages data, sensors, and connectivity to optimize everything from traffic flow and energy usage to public safety and waste management. Pioneers like Singapore, Amsterdam, and Barcelona have adopted this approach to enhance both efficiency and quality of life. In a smart city, real-time traffic data can reduce congestion, adaptive streetlights lower energy bills, and smart grids balance electricity demand. Citizens engage through mobile apps for everything from reporting potholes to locating open parking spaces. Public services become more responsive, predictive, and tailored to individual needs. However, smart city planning also brings challenges. Concerns about data privacy, surveillance, and equitable access remain unresolved in many places. There is a fine balance between innovation and intrusion. When governed transparently and inclusively, smart cities can evolve into truly adaptive systems, where digital intelligence enhances urban resilience, inclusivity, and sustainability in ways traditional planning models could never achieve.